Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, I'm back from the dead. I've been fighting the flu now for the last few days. So it's just, it kicked my butt. I don't usually get sick, not hardly at all, to be honest with you. But when I do, boy, howdy, does it hit me hard. There's a lot of people I know it's like that. They don't get sick that often, but when they do, woof, I tell you, that definitely wore me out. And no, it's not the Rona or anything else. It's just regular flu. So here I am, I'm back. Let's get back to Iraq. There are some things I notice about Iraq that just drives me insane. They're so on the verge of just being where we want them to be so we can make something off this investment. It's just so close. But then every time it's like,
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
yeah, that's what it reminds me of. So close, but not quite there yet. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, go to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half ounce of silver. Oh yes, look at that miner, $1,250. To my subscribers over there on Pimpy's News Network, this could be you. Or even better, this could be you. All 15 squares full, which led to a 64,000 jackpot that I got. That's right, if you're a subscriber on Pimpy's News Network and you pay $5 or more per month, this could be you. Once a month, we will select one name out of the network that pays $5 or more on their subscription, and you will automatically be entered into a drawing. If your name is selected, we will reach out to you via email to let you know you have been selected. We will let you know what day we will go live on air from the casino, put in $100 on your behalf, and from there, everybody could watch live to see if you walk away with hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and possibly even tens of thousands of dollars. We will all see live on air what the outcome is. That's going to be the fun part of this whole thing. So come on over and join Pimpy's News Network. $5 a month is all you have to pay to be eligible for the drawing. And again, if you're selected, we will do this live on air. You will see what the winner gets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on over there and join us. I look forward to it. So I'm glad to see there's a positive response to that. More people are signing up. Look, it's worth it. What the heck? If your name gets called, there's great possibilities of what you can win. Everybody knows my story. I got on that machine, only had $20. I bet $2.50 a pop and ended up winning 64,000. I'm not saying everybody's going to get that, but there's always a chance that that could happen. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at a couple things here. So Academy's advisor, the government is ready to send the 2022 budget to the House of Representatives. That's nice that they want to send a budget, and I hope they do. And I hope it passes, but that's not the issue. We already know what the Supreme Court said, which is ridiculous because I checked out the Constitution over in Iraq. It didn't specifically say that interim governments couldn't do that. It just said as long as there's a president, a prime minister, parliament, they vote on it, that's it. So unfortunately for Iraq, they have to deal with more corrupt BS. And now you got a Supreme Court that is allies with the coordinating framework. And it's making it harder for people to get things accomplished over there, which now has grabbed the attention of the United Nations. Because the people that are hurt in this is the Iraqi people. The corrupt politician, well, they made themselves rich by ripping off the people for a long time. So they're not really suffering. Unfortunately, that's the same all around the world. So here the article just says that the Al-Jabari said in a press statement that the government is ready to complete the draft budget, indicating that the budget takes 2 weeks in the councils of ministers to complete and submit it to the legal committee, General Secretary of the Council of Ministers. He added that the government is ready to send the budget whenever the House of Representatives requests it, pointing out that the recent federal court's decision was clear that the budget cannot be sent from the current government. But again, you can tell that's political. He added that sending a budget can be done by inquiring to Parliament, considering the budget law is linked to the lives of citizens and has privacy and therefore applies with the interpretation of the court that it directed to the President of the Republic. This is what I'm talking about. There is a president, there is a prime minister, they're the acting ones. He indicated that the House of Representatives, under his presidency, can send a letter to the federal court inquiring about the budget law, noting that the Iraqi Constitution singled out an article on the budget law and the mechanisms for dealing with the law, and then the financial management law, which defined the mechanism for sending the budget. Thus, does sending the budget law apply with the interpretation sent to the President of the Republic, or with a decision of the federal court, which stipulates that the caretaker government has no right to send bills explaining that the answers come from the federal court as the authority authorized to interpret the articles of the Iraqi Constitution. Yeah, see, when you start getting political justices involved in courts, this is a bad situation for any country for that matter, because their interpretation of the Constitution is going to be whatever favors their allies. Now, this is interesting. Said after the Kurdish rapprochement, the framework moves towards al-Sadr and denies its agreement with the independents. The coordinated framework is holding continuous meetings to resolve the crisis and get out of the political blockage, noting that there is a movement to bring the views closer between the Shiite forces, included in the coordination framework, and the Sadrist bloc after the Kurdish rapprochement, over the positions of the President of the Republic. Now, the name that they show you, again, this is a coordination framework trying like how to get their people in there. The news that talks about the existence of an agreement that brings together the coordinating framework and independent parliamentaries to choose a body, really? That's who they're talking about, a body, the guy that resigned before, as a candidate for the post of prime minister are incorrect. No, that would be disappointing. He's buddy with Maliki. So you know that's just a rumor. Yeah, he had to resign because there's protests rising up everywhere against the corruption during his time in office. Until this movement, there is no guarantee between the coordinated framework and the Sadr's bloc, or the framework and the independents, on specific personality for the position of prime minister of the new government. I think the group of people that have the say-so are sticking to the guns. We know they want Saleh as the president to continue, and Sadr wants Al-Kadhimi as the prime minister to continue. Washington comments on the parliament's approval of a law criminalizing normalization with Israel. This is crazy. Yeah, it's disappointing, to be honest with you. You kind of want peace in the Middle East. Look, I get it. Everybody has their own reasons why they do what they do, why some governments do what they do. But for the sake of the people, you would think that you would want peace. The U.S. State Department issued a statement regarding Iraq's parliament's approval of a law criminalizing normalization with the Zionist entities yesterday. In a statement received by the news, the U.S. State Department spokesperson said that the United States is deeply disturbed by Iraqi parliament's passage of legislation criminalizing the normalizations with relations to Israel, in addition to endangering the freedom of expression and promoting an anti-Semitic environment. You can't even speak about doing business with Israel, or you can get in trouble. That's what he's talking about, the violation of the freedom of speech, which is kind of ironic coming from the State Department from this administration, considering they tried to put together a disinformation department that fell apart. So the United Nations Security Council voted unanimously to renew the mandate of the United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq, which means Ms. Blassart will continue to be there for at least another year. Now, I don't know what good they are doing for Iraq, considering they can't force them to do anything. If that was the case, they should have jumped all over them about getting this government formed. So the United Nations Security Council in New York is preparing to vote today, Friday, on draft resolution to renew the mandate of the United Nations mission in Iraq. But it will also include calls to speed up the formation of the new government, intensifying cooperation between Baghdad and Erbil's government, and implement security understandings, including the Sinjar Agreement, in order to emphasize the importance of combating desertification in Iraq because of its effects on the stability of the country. So these are the types of things that should frustrate us as investors. But there are good things out there. I mean, I really believe, had we not run into any kind of blockage and these people got along with each other much better than they did, we would be so much further along than we are now, obviously. Barzani welcomes the Security Council's call for Baghdad and Erbil to engage in regular dialogues. Well, this has been going on for a year and a half, almost 2 years now, and nothing's been accomplished. So here's what I'm talking about that's on the good side. Al-Qademi, Iraq has become one of the most important countries in the Middle East in terms of economic growth. It had been about 4 days ago when I was listening to news from overseas. The lady was talking about how the IMF and the World Bank have grossly underestimated the GDP growth in Iraq and said that if they formed their government and moved forward in the right way, that they would have a much stronger GDP growth. That would be awesome because that's what we want. But instead, that's not what's happening. So the Prime Minister, Al-Qademi, considered on Thursday that Iraq has become one of the most important countries in the Middle East in terms of economic growth. Yes, that's what we want to hear if you're invested in their dinar. But what good is it if you can't get the government to get formed, and you can't stabilize the government, and you can't stabilize the economy? He said this came in his speech during his attendance at a launch of the National Strategy of Early Childhood Development in Iraq. Al-Qademi said during the speech, the government came in difficult and complex circumstances with specific tasks, and it performed them, which is the establishment of fair elections. And with this, we took the initiative in order to create a better economic and security conditions, and the government succeeded after we were on the brink of economic collapse. They've come a long way, easily. They've come a long way. International indicators and reports confirm that Iraq's economy today is the fastest growing and that Iraq has become one of the most important countries in the Middle East in terms of economic growth. We have succeeded in overcoming many challenges according to the capabilities available to us, while others require longer work and great cooperation between the state institutions, political blocs, and all parties of Iraq's society. So the only thing holding Iraq back is Iraq. That's it. They could have a much stronger economy, but they have to pass a budget. Well, they can't pass a budget because the Supreme Court won't allow them to. You have to wait until the caretaker government is out of office and a new government is established. This is going to drag on for a long time. In the meantime, they can't get money out to the needy, and they got to continue working with the last year's budget. So this is Iraq always shooting itself in the foot. They have the opportunity to really grow and thrive, redo infrastructure, build the electrical grid, get more people off government assistance, get more people out there working, paying taxes, create jobs that generate more revenue so they're not so reliant on oil sales to fund their budgets. All that is sitting right there at their doorstep, but they can't get out of their own way. So I see the great potential there in Iraq. I think it's a great investment. I haven't changed my mind. I still have my dinar. The thing that keeps dragging on is the fact they can't get their crap together, unfortunately. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later. I'm out.